All right, welcome back, fellow Shopify entrepreneurs. We are back. It is a new month. It is August. And as we do every month on this channel, we're going to go through the Shopify changelog to see what's new, see what the developers have for us, see what can inspire us in our Shopify stores, and see what we can learn. These are the updates that we have this month. Sorry that this video is a little later than usual. I usually put these at the beginning of the month, as we're almost halfway through the month already. It's taking a little bit of time because it's the summer, and in e-commerce, as you know, biggest, craziest time of the year is Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and that starts actually around October, goes into November, obviously. Then you have the Christmas rush in December, and then you have January and February, which are also kind of crazy, especially with returns and all that. So we want to make sure that we're taking our time so that we are mentally and physically prepared for that rush and that our stores are optimized and ready to go because it's not too far away. We have a little bit of time here in the summer prepared for that, and that's why this video is just a little bit late. But anyway, let's jump into it like we always do. If you're a Shopify entrepreneur and you want to join a free community of like-minded Shopify entrepreneurs that are all about improving and continuously learning about the Shopify platform, the platform that we run our entire business on, consider subscribing. Let's jump into this. All right, so like I said, we're coming off of summer editions, and so we see a few things here from summer editions still trickling out. So the first update of the month, July 2nd, states Shopify POS. POS is point of sale, point of service, an in-person device. The Shopify POS split screen home layout for tablet. It says the newly improved home layout for tablets keeps the cart in view for staff to make searching for products or customers as swift as possible while building carts. I don't know if you guys see that my tool that I always use for these things on the right side over here got updated, and I don't like it, but we move on. I like the old one better. It's too small. All right, so this update is just a quick little update. It's a new layout for the home page on Shopify POS devices. The main update here is that the cart is always visible and that searching is easier, so that essentially you're reducing the work and the effort that you're putting in to get to where you need to go. So if you have a point of sale device, you can now see your cart next to your search results at all time, and then your search is also optimized to easily search for using global search, scanning barcodes, or using the smart grid. The smart grid is on your device. The device is kind of split in two. On the left here, we have like a smart grid that's made of tiles. And on the right here, we have order information in the cart and stuff like that. So that's what that is saying. And then next up on July 2nd, we have Markets Pro is now managed markets. This might be the biggest update of the month, but it's also one of the biggest updates of summer editions. If you haven't seen my summer editions video, definitely go check it out. If you like Shopify updates, definitely look at my summer editions video. Beautiful, it has timestamps. It's Shopify's twice a year biggest product release and showcase. So it looks like on July 2nd, the Markets Pro update went into effect. One of the biggest updates in summer editions was that Markets Pro is now being called managed markets. And not only is the name changing, but the features within it are changing a little bit. And the screen, the admin that we look at is also changing quite a bit coming up. But it says Markets Pro is changing its name to managed markets. This name change better reflects the nature of Shopify's comprehensive cross-border solution. I did a full segment on what I thought about this in my summer editions video. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. There's timestamps. You can skip right to that portion if this is affecting if you were using Markets Pro. But it looks like it says starting June 24th, the tool formerly known as Markets Pro will be renamed Managed Markets. So I'm not too sure why this was added to the changelog on July 2nd if it says starting June 24th. And then I think Summer Editions was a little bit before there. If you haven't heard of this before, definitely go watch my Summer Editions video. This was one of the biggest updates and I covered it in quite detail there. So July 8th, we have a new feature here. We always like seeing these yellow tags. It's a brand new toy for us to play with, but this is for B2B. B2B is a plus only feature. Plus is the highest tier of plans Shopify offers, and I don't cover plus things on this channel, so we'll move right along. But on July 8th as well, we have another new update. This is for the Collective app. So it says Collective retailers can connect suppliers at scale through a new sign-up link. It says retailers can now invite suppliers through a custom link, simplifying and speeding up the onboarding process. So this is fun. This is a great optimization. So all it's saying is that if you are a retailer using the Collective app, you can now send your suppliers who are on the Collective app the ability to connect the stores automatically, very simply by bypassing the standard approval phase that used to be in Collective. And instead, they just send them a custom link from the Collective settings, and they send that to the supplier so they can immediately start sharing products through a product list, which is a lot faster than the approval phase apparently before. Collective is a Shopify service that enables any Shopify store to be a supplier or a retailer for another Shopify store. It's another way of getting your products to more markets, to more websites, to more eyes, to more customers. So we see a quick little improvement here for the Shopify app. It says updated draft orders in the Shopify app. So draft orders are orders that you make in your Shopify admin and then you send them to your customer for a number of reasons. Draft orders in the Shopify app was updated to align closely with the web and unlock features such as applying discount codes, reserving inventory, including bundles, local shipping options, and more. So all that we're seeing here is we're seeing a version update on the Shopify app, and the developers looks like are trying to add as many features as possible to the Shopify app slowly but surely that are already included on the admin. So these are the features that are being added to the Shopify app. Doesn't look like there's anything new in here that you wouldn't find in the admin. But if you're using the Shopify app and it was lacking a feature previously that you really need, check out the new version 9.166 of the Shopify app to see the new updates. And if you're not using the Shopify app, now you know there is a Shopify app. Check it out. It's very handy when you're on the go. And as we can see, the Shopify team and developers are updating it more and more to make it as comprehensive as possible. July 9th, we have another B2B feature, and we're just not going to cover it because B2B and Plus we don't cover on this channel. So July 12th, we're almost halfway through already. It's a quick little month because it's summer and everyone's relaxing right before craziest time of the year that's coming up. On July 12th, it says 3D models and videos are now hosted behind store URL. So Shopify store assets are now accessed via a store's URL instead of cdn.shopify.com. This means assets are served from your custom or myshopify.com URL, improving brand recognition. Okay, so this update looks complicated, but it's not too bad. It's just saying that 3D models and videos are now acting in the same way that images act. So it says when you essentially update a 3D model or a video or an image, they're all going to be served from your store's domain instead of your Shopify store's shop ID. So it would be stored in your custom domain / if it was a 3D model / the file name. So this improves SEO, keyword attribution weight. And another thing it says is that there's no changes needed to take advantage of the upgrade, but the way that your images were stored and were displayed online and the URL that they were sourced from is now the same way 3D models and videos are going to be sourced from. I did a whole video back in the day on the Shopify 3D model application that you can use to take 3D model pictures of your in-person products. If that's something that helps you in your industry, in your store, you can check out that video. This also reminds me of this chart. If you didn't actually know, I learned this the hard way back in the day. Your Shopify plan comes with actual storage limits. So if you're uploading a lot of 3D models, videos, very high quality images, Shopify compresses a lot of these things automatically. But if you are just putting up so many videos and 3D models and images for a ton of different products, keep in mind that you do have a storage limit on the plan. So you're most likely, 100 gigabytes in the basic or the starter, 300 gigabytes in the Shopify and advanced plans. Just keep that in mind so you don't run into any problems down the line. We have another POS admin improvement here, cash tracking across locations in POS. Cash tracking information can now be viewed across all retail locations with continued access to detailed information available per location. So it says, so what specifically does that mean? Well, it says a multi-view of cash tracking reports is now available in the point of sale channel to allow for easier visibility of cash tracking across all channels. And this is quite common. I'm sure if anybody has worked in retail before, there's a lot of cash tracking with point of sale devices to make sure you're not over a bunch of cash that you're expecting or you're not under a bunch of cash that you're expected. Maybe somebody stole some cash from a cash register. This is kind of how, POS devices work, but really who's using cash anymore, to be honest. All right, Flow. We have a new update to Shopify Flow. Flow has definitely been in the news every single changelog, and definitely in Shopify summer editions where they're integrating Flow into your email automation. So if you try to make an email automation, you'll see that the Flow app actually opens now, and they're making a lot of changes with that, it seems. But this update here says you can find workflow runs starting from the admin in the More Actions menu. So investigate Flow automations by searching workflow runs from the admin More Actions menu on orders, draft orders, customers, products, product variants, and collection. Ever since my tool here changed, I just can't find the right color that works for these updates are killers sometimes. But anyway, here we go. We have some nice pictures here to understand what we're looking at. So it really seems like there's a massive push to implement more and more Flow apps. We always see it in these updates, and it's just more and more constant. So I expect we're going to see that more and more. But this update is just saying that no matter what page you're on, whether it's an order page, draft order page, customer page, product variant, collection page, you can view the More Action button in the top right here, and you can view automations, search flows that use this, search flow runs and run flow automations for the specific page that you're on to help automate workflows, to see what you can automate that can help you. If you also click this more action button, you'll also see any apps in the same way. So if you have any apps that are kind of related to this page, you'll see it below this page as well. So it's kind of what Shopify is doing with Shopify Flow app. Whatever page you're on, if an action can be used by that app on that page, they're going to display it here in the more action. So that'll definitely help people use Flow more instead of creating flows from scratch. I find one of the best ways to use the Flow app is just to look at the Flow template pre-made library, and it can really inspire you and help you understand how flow automations are used, what they can be used for, and how they're created. So we're almost done here. July 22nd. Look at the difference in the color. I just can't get this right this month. It's okay. So Plus merchants can now use apps built with compatible UI extensions on draft order checkout. So Plus is the keyword here, and checkouts is the keyword here. If you have a Plus plan, you can do a lot of customizations with your checkouts, and that's kind of what it's talking about there, but we don't have to cover that here. This is an interesting one. July 24th, migration to HCAPTCHA on storefronts. We have started a rollout to our security measures that implements HCAPTCHA rather than reCAPTCHA on storefronts. Ooh, okay, this is a great update. This is something that I haven't seen or talked about in a while. So migration to HCAPTCHA on storefronts. What's happening here is on storefronts, you've seen it all the time in all kinds of storefronts, there's a thing called reCAPTCHA. Then reCAPTCHA has been slowly upgraded to reCAPTCHA version 3. As we can see here. Now, reCAPTCHA version 3 is being updated to HCAPTCHA badge. These are they kind of serve the same purpose, and that is to reduce spam, reduce abuse. But these upgrades are really good because no action is required on your end. It kind of happens for you. And it's just improvement upon the previous version. If you've ever seen the reCAPTCHA blue badge, it's kind of like a circle. It's kind of blue, has like an arrow, kind of something like this. The reCAPTCHA badge is kind of like this color, and it's like a hand. It's like a hand wave almost, and like a badge like this. And so if you see a CAPTCHA prompt, that's what that is, HCAPTCHA. And so if we dive a little bit just into the developer docs for this, because this one kind of caught my attention, you can see the main areas that CAPTCHAs are used in the customer sign up page, so that your customer sign up page isn't being spammed by bots or bad actors. It's also used in the contact page, because the contact page is just this public form on your site that you can contact you from, and we don't want that to be spammed. And then also on blogs, specifically comments, new comments on blogs, all these publicly available forms. So like the contact form, customer creation, customer login, blog comments, and also checkout. We don't want those to be spammed or messed around with bots. So the absolute best way to prevent, your store from having fraudulent bots creating activity. For example, if you have your customer list and you work really hard to keep your customer list and your emails for those customers authentic and real, so that you can do email marketing and your business is very legit. If you don't have CAPTCHA on, you will definitely see bots and bot activity creating accounts on your public storefront. This is a public storefront. There's no way to prevent bots entirely, but one of the absolute best ways you can enable CAPTCHAs. CAPTCHAs has now been upgraded to reCAPTCHA version 3, and reCAPTCHA version 3 is now being updated to HCAPTCHA. So if you see a badge that kind of is this color and a little hand, like I said, that's what that is. Don't need to be alarmed, but this is kind of how CAPTCHA is used, why it's updating, and where you'll see it most. That was a very good update. This is why I love doing these updates, because you never know what you'll see. Some months are great, and I wasn't expecting too much in this month, middle of summer, kind of slow, not that many updates time of year. That's a great one. Absolutely love that. All right. One day later, July 25th, we can see automate your privacy settings. You can now use automation to set up and keep your privacy policy, cookie banner, and data sales opt-out features up to date with Shopify's latest recommendations. Okay, so this is another actually pretty decent update. So not too long ago, Shopify introduced a whole new tab on the settings page. You click the little gear icon, it opens up your settings. Right at the bottom of the settings, there's something called customer privacy settings page right here. This is how you can manage cookie banners, sales data opt-in, privacy policies. This is really important depending on the country and the region and the continent you live in. Like in Europe, it's completely different than North America. But we live in the day and age where data gathered on websites and on the internet is very first and foremost nowadays. So with these privacy features, Shopify recommendations, and compliance, they update quite a bit because this is a big topic nowadays. And so what you can do is if you go to your settings and you go to the privacy settings page at the bottom, you'll see this blue banner. You'll see a little blue banner next to the privacy settings that aren't updated automatically. And then if you click within those, you can toggle a little switch, and that says to keep those privacy settings updated automatically. Very handy. So if that toggle switch is turned on, it will automatically generate and maintain your privacy policies, add a cookie banner and keep it synced with the latest recommendations, and add a sales opt-out page and keep it synced with the latest recommendations as well. Very, very nice. All right, so this is a little interesting feature here for the app Shopify Forms. It says Shopify Forms submissions stored in meta objects and view all submissions from Shopify Forms within the admin. So it says you can now view all submissions from the Shopify Forms app in your admin. When a form is created, matching meta object is created for that form. Every time a new submission comes in, an entry will be created for that meta object. Okay, so a couple things here. So Shopify Forms is a free Shopify made and developed app. Shopify Forms is a way of essentially collecting customer email addresses. So when you're browsing a store and you're browsing around and then a big form pops up, hey, let's be friends. Here's 10% off. Give me your email and stuff. That's essentially what Shopify Forms does. There's a lot of apps on the Shopify App Store that can do this, but Shopify's made and developed solution this is an app called Shopify Forms. If you don't have it, you can install it, add it right away. What they've done is that they've created a meta object. The meta object is a group of meta fields. And so now every time a submission comes in, an entry will be written into that meta object, which allows you to view all your submissions in one place instead of searching through customer records for specific submissions. Small little update, kind of thinking why wasn't that there already? But if you use the Shopify Forms app, you'll see the new feature. All right, guys, this is the last update of the month, July 26th. I told you it was a nice little succinct summer breeze, chill little month we have here. So right at the end here, we have an update on credit notes. So it says we're shipping credit notes and a new refunding mechanism, Shopify account credits, for refunds from totally or partially canceled invoices. When I first read this, I thought it was something else, but this is actually just something for billing. So this isn't customer facing. This is your Shopify account billing settings. And it says, as of July 17th, any changes made to the Shopify invoice, total or partial cancellation of charges will generate a credit note. And credit notes can be viewed and downloaded from the billing section in the admin. That's pretty much it. When you're viewing your bill and you see your bill, if there's any little changes to the Shopify subscription, you'll see a credit note now in the billing. I thought this was talking about store credit for a second. I don't know why. I just saw credit and I was like, oh, that's the update from summer editions. But if you're interested in store credit, covered that in my summer editions video. Definitely go check it out if you like the latest and greatest and biggest and baddest Shopify updates. All right, guys, that is it for this month. Very small, very succinct. Actually quite good. A lot of times we have a lot of updates, improvements that are not really relevant, but we have a couple in here that I really like. We've learned a little bit about different apps and different things about your plans and 3D models, videos, hosts, privacy settings, and that's exactly why I love doing these videos. I love continuously learning about Shopify and implementing what I learn here on my Shopify stores. And I love making this video once a month for you because I know how much you guys enjoy them. If this video has helped you, if you have learned anything at all, give this video a like so I know. I just like helping fellow Shopify entrepreneurs and I love building a community of like-minded Shopify entrepreneurs. If that's something that interests you, hit that subscribe button. It's free. Join the community as we all work towards the same online dream. And if you do, I'll see you at the beginning of next month.